Alright, so here's a 42-inch mower deck out of a John Deere mower. Just picked it up from a customer's house, and that one makes a little more noise than it's supposed to, but this one, that one's bad. And then I don't think these are supposed to do that. This guy here, he's got a little bit of play. So what we're going to do is take all this stuff apart here. We are going to try and see if I can open this up to get to the bearings, see what's inside of it, see how much a pulley is, so on and so forth. Rip these covers off. I looked over the whole deck. Yeah, the paint's coming off in some spots. Like, this is kind of normal for what these things are. The other thing you got to look at on a mower deck is they're constantly driving through sand and everything else. So you run into the issue where it kind of wears itself a little thin, and then case in point, it gets a little crack, like right there. So you can see it's split. Now this wheel, if we go back here, this wheel, you know, nice and straight. This guy, I don't know really where he's going. He's a little confused right now. So we're gonna have to refix that. In here, you can see that, well, I don't know if you can see that, not really, but this whole bracket here is bent. It's pushed in. That's caused this crack, and this crack is starting to run up here. So we're gonna drill it, weld it, and kind of check over the rest of the deck for anything it might need. But this is very typical. I mean, we're in Southern California. We don't get a lot of rust out here, and the mower decks too. So I'm gonna start taking this thing apart. So let's attack these guys here first. Well, that's fun. So, looks like we're going to be doing a couple bolts and some extractions. Alright, so here's our chingadera. These all over the place. Let me know that it could be a bearing. Yeah, that one spun pretty hard in there. Luckily, so here's the trick. All bearings, almost all bearings have numbers and names on the side of them. This is a GX20818. So all I would need to do is Google that number, find the bearings, and so yeah, I'm just gonna order some bearings for this. I think we're just gonna look up the mower deck and I'll order a couple of these. Nope. Nope. Alright guys, so Amazon had everything in stock. I got a new pulley, 2 new bearings for this one, 2 new bearings for that. Everything in stock, so now we are just going to tear it the rest of the way down. I'm going to extract these tonight. I'll extract those. All the parts will be here tomorrow, so if I can get this outside cleaned up and pressure washed tonight, that means I can weld that, put it back together, give it some lipstick, and should be styling. So that's what we're going to do. Finish tearing her all down. It's actually a pretty good sign that somebody hit a rock with this one. You can see how the edges aren't lining up. There's a little gap in between them. That's what happens when you hit a rock with a mower blade. The centrifugal force of the Huzumawatsi is spinning at such a speed that the blade tries to stop when it hits something, and it goes like this, just wants to keep going. So yeah. Also, fun fact, if you ever have a push mower and you hit a rock with it and it won't start, the flywheel spun on the top. So you pull it off, replace the keyway, and it runs. So if you ever find one on the side of the road and it's got spark, it's got fuel, pull the keyway. We now continue with our regularly scheduled broadcast. Oh, wow. Before you call me stupid, it's brass. Let's play Please Don't Break. It broke. It broke. Fuck it, it broke. And it broke. Cool, so every one of those fucking broke off in there. That's super exciting. Ooh, look at that one. That one's just about to give up the ghost. I'm gonna have to get on Amazon and order some fucking bolts for this thing too. Okay guys, I'm going to introduce you to my preferred way to extract broken bolts. This one here is the one we have 2 in. I'm going to sand it down. I'm just going to use the Milwaukee grinder, but you can do it with Buff Puff, you can do it with tons of different things. I just love this fucking thing, so we're going to use it. A nice clean surface there. Okay, so those are squeaky clean. Now we're going to hook up our welder. This piece is aluminum, these are steel. So the weld will not stick to the aluminum, however it will stick to the steel and it'll stick real well. So turn on our welder here, purge it. I don't always cut my welds, but with doing this I do. And we're gonna get some different safety equipment on here. This is just to stop me from getting an unwanted suntan. Now I'm gonna just bump on there and I'm gonna put a little ball on it. Okay, show you guys real quick here before I lose it. That's what we're looking for. A nice ball of weld. So now that that's been achieved, we're going to take a nut. We're going to go over said ball and we're going to weld it. And we're going to get that thing cherry red. While it's still nice and red, we'll put our socket on it. Oh, that doesn't feel like it's pulling out nice. Nope, that ain't pulling out nice. I actually snapped the bolt off again. God damn it. So, some of you might be looking at this and saying, well, why the hell aren't you putting lube on it? The answer to that is, if I put lube on this, then when I go to weld it again, it's not going to work. It's going to, the weld won't penetrate and won't stick to it. Let's try this one more time. We might have to actually drill these. Plus, I mean, out here, I'm in flip-flops right now, so probably not the smartest fucking thing in the world to do. Sidebar, don't use galvanized nuts. They form this yellow stuff and then it's just not good. So it broke off again. Well, yippee-ki-yay. That means I gotta drill every fucking one of these. That sucks. So these here the Matco twist bits. They got like a little point, multi-stage, almost like a bunch of unibits in one. Let's try these. I have not used them yet. Let's try and go in through its asshole. Come on. Come on. Actually a little hole on this side. I'm going to try and follow it. Oh, it's beautiful. It's about as centered as they get. So that's what it looks like. Now all we gotta do is just grab these, try and curl it out of here. Yeah. Might have to use a pick. Those things are stubborn. Wow. Alright, well, it's gonna take a little more digging. Alright guys, I did it off camera. Tried to bolt it in, and that's it right there. So, tip of the bolt broke off. I'm done with it. This one here has got some corrosion on the edge, right in here. It's pretty bad. I mean, would I like to put new bearings in it and move on? Yep. Am I fucked? Yep. So we're gonna get new spindles. They're pretty readily accessible. Have it within a couple days, and we'll pick back up where we started. Alright guys, so we got our new pieces in from Amazon, and we'll see how good they are, I guess. You gotta try something, right? So this should be very quick and easy. Even though this isn't a real Zerk fitting, I don't believe, I'm still going to face it outwards so it's easy to use if I deem it usable. These bolts don't go in for some reason. Definitely for the future though, if any of these bolts break while coming apart, I'm not even going to fucking attempt it. It's getting a new assembly because I wasted a day waiting for that. And then a couple, half hour or so trying to drill it out. Complete shit. Okay, so that's that. Let's get this here. Voila. Helps to go the right way. These are obviously brakes. When this is moved, it deactivates the brakes. And I was trying to figure out how pulling the belt this way, moving this, would free anything up, but I just remembered there was a cable that went from here to here that pulled this out of the way as the blades were turned on. So what we're going to do now is there's a lot of free play here and definitely a lot here. I'm going to loosen up these adjusters over here so that it allows it to stop the blades like it should. And then we got to weld up this front spot here, throw blades on it and 2 covers, and we're done and on to the next project. Let me show you guys how I fix a crack too. So this crack goes all the way up into right there. So I'm going to find the end of it. I'm going to drill a pilot hole into it. And then I'm going to weld it all up. reason you drill a hole is to stop the crack from going any further. A nice round hole stops it from going. This is the bit that I tore up yesterday. There we go. Alright, so I just welded the back side of it. About 30 seconds of actual welding. Slapped some blades on it real quick. I reused the original bolts for the hardware just because it's significantly stronger than the Chinese bolts that they sent me, I'm sure. So that's a wrap. Now all I gotta do is throw it back on the mower and call that job done. So yeah, super simple. Just to recap, bought this on Amazon, and just so you know, there's no magic here. Type in John Deere 42-inch deck, find the one that looks like it, and buy it. And then the spindles are pretty quick and easy to find as well. And they were $25 each spindle. This here was I don't know, 15 bucks or something, and this one was the same. So for under $100, your whole deck is rebuilt minus the blades. So if that helped anyone, great. If you just like watching me do stuff for no reason, also great. Thanks, and catch you on the next one.